It's your boy Nonchalant FX, aka Swing King, and we are back with another video on day trading. This is part 2 on how to properly use support and resistance lines. I'm not going to take too much time. Let's get straight into it.
My name is Nonchalant, and I'm addicted to day trading.
Okay, so this is where we left off on part 1. So if you guys didn't watch part 1, definitely go watch that in order to know how to use your trend line. In order to know how to use your support and resistance levels, you need to know how to draw them. So I'm gonna link part 1 either in the description or somewhere over here. Go ahead and check that out and then come right back. But how do you trade support and resistance? Why did we draw these lines in the first place? Well, these give you trading opportunities simply because if price comes to the zone, you're going to either expect one or two things. Price is either going to break and retest or is going to reject. And that is all it's going to do. It's either going to break, retest, or reject. So for this example, daily time frame, we have this zone that we drew, part 1, and it's rejecting. So I'm imagining price to come here, and I'm going to look for a rejection. Not saying that it's going to reject every time, but if it continued to reject, if it rejected multiple times in the past, it just might as well do it again. So I'm looking for a rejection, and that is exactly what we got. As you can see, price came up right here, rejects that level. It was not ready to break past. Price did not want to rise yet. And that's okay, because we can sell this down. Now, how do you take a trade on a rejection? You look for sell signals at the resistance level. You look for sell signals at your resistance level. What would that look like? Okay, in order to see that, you would need to drop to a lower time frame. And I'm going to drop to the 1 hour. As you can see, price is rejecting this daily zone. How? Because right here, you have something called break of structure. It's no longer making higher highs and higher lows. It broke structure and it is heading back down. Now we're on the 1 hour, and you can also see that on the 1 hour, we're making something called a break and retest. So you have a previous high right here. Now, if you don't know what higher highs and higher lows are, I'll make a video on that, diving super deep into it, because it's a concept that you need to know in trading. So I'll make a video on that. I'll link it somewhere. Look out for that video. But it's making a high, broke past the high, didn't continue from that high. What it did was came back down. It came back down, retested that resistance, which we drew. This is the resistance, remember? Resistance, ceiling. It retested that ceiling right here. Then it continued back down. If that was a lot, I will repeat it. Because if this is your first time, it is a lot. So, we have a resistance level right here. Why is this a resistance level? Because price came here multiple times. As you can see, look right here. Came, reject, reject, reject. All of this is rejections, rejections. Until it finally broke past. Once it broke past, what happened? It came right back under the resistance, back up to the resistance, and that is called a retest, and it continued back down. So remember what I said, you're looking for either one or two things, a break and retest or a rejection. So break, retest, rejection. Now let me show you another example of a break and retest. But let's do it for the downside. Let's do it for the sells. For the buys actually, because we just did one for the sells. Break and retest, find a good example. Let's go to the 4 hour. All right, cool. Right here, I found a good example. Right here. We're looking right here, okay? We're gonna look right here, look for a break and retest to the upside. So, same thing we spoke about before, drawing your support and resistance zones. Right here, we're gonna draw. Why? Because we have multiple times where price comes here, rejects, 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 rejects. You draw your lines where price impulse rejects. It has a strong impulse and it has a hard time breaking past that level. That is how you know it's a strong level. So, break, retest, rejects, it rejects, rejects until it gets to this point right here where it breaks past this high. This was the high at the point. This was the high at that time. And it broke past it. And price always has to come back to the level that it broke past and retest it, which is right here, retesting it. And if that level holds up, meaning if price does not come back under it and retest to go back to the downside, if it holds up that level, it will continue going up. Retest again, continue going up. This is your new low. This is the new low, your new higher low in the market. And again, if you don't understand higher lows and higher highs and lower lows and all that stuff, go ahead and check out the video that I'm going to make on it. Higher lows and higher highs. Very important topic. But this is now your new higher low in the market. So, you're either looking for a break and retest, or you're going to look for rejections. Those are the only two things you need to look for in order to trade support and resistance.